This episode is brought to you by Sortly. If you're growing your interior design business, then you know tracking inventory across projects, warehouses, and team members can slow you down. That's where Sortly comes in.
Sortly helps you manage furniture, decor, and materials effortlessly from any device, anywhere. Simplify your installs with barcode scanning and real-time updates, making it easy to export details for client proposals.
Sortly is the mobile inventory solution that your team will actually use, so you can stop losing time and money on messy spreadsheets and outdated systems.
Hot Young Designers Club listeners get 50% off their first year, plus a free 14-day trial. Sign up today at sortly.com/HYDC.
That's sortly.com/HYDC. Hey, hotties. We're going to get into Coach Jackie's episode in a second, but you might know that this conversation was really in my mind perspective of my divorce, my life changing. This conversation was happening at the right time. So you might hear me contemplating a lot more than normal in this one.
Yeah, because when your whole home life changes, a lot of it comes back to finances, which is a lot of what we talked about.
Yeah. There's some really much needed conversations. So don't be afraid if you get to this and you're I'm not where I need to be to hear this yet. Come back when you're ready to absorb more from this manifestation conversation and this mindset conversation.
Yeah, I've been thinking about stuff a lot with how many little things that we do in our days and our businesses that just, it kind of screws future you or potential future you when you kind of just let everything stay small or you accept being small.
Yes.
And sometimes that's okay, but I don't know. I know I needed to hear a lot of these lessons, and it's I'm getting learned.
We all need to go to school occasionally on a couple things. So I think you're really going to talking with Coach Jackie. And while we have you here, we want to remind you that one of the best things that you can do to help support the podcast is give us the free stuff, sharing the show, subscribing to the show, writing a review of the show on your favorite podcast platform. All of that stuff just helps other designers find us. It helps us know how we're doing. It's truly one of the best things you could do.
Yeah, I'm not saying break any rules, but if you're in another Facebook group and someone asks a question that you think something you learned on our show could help, feel free to share.
Yeah.
Just don't get banned or blocked.
Like we're getting from other Facebook groups. But that's another topic for a different time.
I was just looking at our ratings and reviews on Apple Podcasts, and we haven't gotten any in a little while. Maybe because we haven't asked, but if you could do it, it's annoying but super helpful. And I don't even care if ChatGPT writes it.
I kind of do.
5 stars.
I kind of do, but yes, we love it. It really is something that's amazing and supportive for us, and it makes us feel good. Also, if that's just anything that helps you, but thanks for being supportive of the show, hotties. We really appreciate it.
On to the show.
Welcome to the Hot Young Designers Club podcast.
I'm Rebecca Plum, your big sister.
And I'm Shaun Surha, your GBF.
We're not that hot or that young,
but we believe it's a state of mind that helps us build adaptable and profitable businesses.
We rely on the support of our design besties to get through each day.
So let's explore the emotional, practical, and humorous sides of being interior designers.
Welcome to the club.
Hey, Shaun.
What's up, Rebecca?
Today, we have a very special guest. We have Jacquelyn Vasquez. Or should we call you Jackie or Jacquelyn? I know you go by both.
Either one, Jacquelyn, but Coach Jackie, we can rock with that.
Coach Jackie.
Ooh,
okay.
I like
it. Tell us, you and I have met before, but tell everyone else who you are.
Hello. So excited to be here. Coach Jackie in the house. I am a money mindset coach. I am what you call the manifestation experience. Just a few minutes with me will have you knowing you can manifest the life and the business of your dreams. I am an EFT practitioner, which is an emotional freedom technique practitioner, an NLP practitioner, neuro-linguistic programming practitioner, and a hypnosis practitioner. So I'm all things change your mind, change your life.
Give us more of that, please.
What does it all mean?
So
Like,
many different things. And so, really at the core of all change, it starts within our mind. And so, if anything that we want to see happen differently in our lives, it is about shifting the way we think, not only about the experience, but most importantly, how we shift what we think about ourselves. And so, I am just all things. How do you make that shift? People think that it's about going out there and doing all the things, but it is about the inner work. That is where real transformation happens.
yeah. So how long have you been doing this?
Honestly, I'm like all my life. No, I've been doing this certified for the past 5 years. So yes.
Okay.
Wow.
So you came in, full disclosure, we met at a workshop.
Yes.
Around New Year's, and my friend Claire and I had like a really amazing experience, and we're always talking about money mindset issues that her and I definitely both share, but a lot of our listeners do, and I think a lot of women tend to. Shaun has his own share of them too. But then we also had you come into happy hour and do a little private workshop for us, which was so great. And there were tears and it got emotional. I just think it's been really interesting hearing how you talk about like the things that are inside of us, but also how we're affected by like so much of what's going on in our world today.
Yes. Yeah, there's a lot, and especially for women or just being a business owner, there's a lot of things going on around you that will make you feel less than. And so when you're having these feelings, they're subconsciously going on underneath the surface. You're thinking, well, nobody hears these thoughts, but how you're showing up, your actions are showing them. Little do you know, right? So, say you're procrastinating. Procrastination sometimes is coming from the lack of feeling you're worthy or deserving of the whatever it is you're going after, right? We talked a lot about I loved our workshop. I was like, dang, I wish it was longer because I got home and I'm thinking of all these things we could have done.
Those girls need help.
So I'm like, but the reality of it is the shifting that we would need to make, it starts by just really acknowledging and noticing the actions and behaviors that we're taking today.
Shaun and I were actually just talking about this yesterday about procrastinating, and I'm really like trying to be as noticing, that's not a word, but as possible, my hesitations around things. So when I'm like kind of dragging my feet writing a proposal and like checking in with myself, because like we're always talking about red flags and trying to guess what the future of this project may hold, like bad, like we're always like scared it's going to blow up in our face. So I'm trying to check in, like, are you hesitating because this isn't a good fit and you're devaluing yourself, or you're doing things you said you weren't going to do? Or are you scared of the success of it, like that it's bigger than you deserve or whatever?
Right. And those are things, they come up for us, especially with like, because I loved our conversation about the designing and then like hesitating on the proposal, feeling like the proposal is too expensive or too much, or the bill is just big and the person's going to say no. The reality of it is you don't know. And so as you're having these thoughts, you're creating this new reality that you're not even deserving of. So when you stop and start to think of the best possible outcome, you're like, you know what? I know those negative thoughts are coming, but what if the opposite happens? That is a shift. It's not even just a shift in your mind, it's a shift physiologically in your body. And so you'll start to notice that as you begin to say, but what if they love it? What if they're ready to pay? What if they say no problem and they say yes right away? Before you know it, you're physiologically shifting. You're sending out those proposals with confidence. And what ends up happening? You start attracting more people who are willing to say yes quickly, because the energy you have in your body is now going out into the atmosphere, and it's attracting more of what you are enjoying. But it also does the opposite.
It does. What do you do when you're scared? Like the feeling in your body is just fear. Like if they
Yes.
do say yes, if it is the best dream project ever and the budget's there, the ideas are there, the trust is there,
Yes.
but that still scares the crap out of me. Like, what is that?
Yes. It's your body's fight or flight response. We all have it, right? Your body doesn't know the difference between the excitement and the fear. So it's really, your body could really be excited, but your brain is translating it as fear. And
That's what I
so
tell my
you have
daughter.
to, you say again?
That's what I tell my daughter.
Yes, right? And you have to lean into the excitement. So I just was at a big event this weekend, celebrities, press, and all the stuff. And every single time I rode up to the event, I had this feeling in my stomach of fear. And it's so funny you brought up fear because I was looking at it deeply this weekend. And when you really look at fear, is it really that you're scared? Or is it the fact that I've never done this before? I don't know what to expect.
Mm-hmm.
And so it becomes a reframe like, okay, this is new. And soon, once I become really good at it, it's going to be normal part of my life, right? Sending proposals and people loving it. It's going to become a normal part of my life, and I'm going to be excited about every project. But you're always going to have that little fear. And what I notice is beyond that fear, there's a little voice talking to you. Hear what she's saying. Hear what he's saying. They're saying, oh man, you got this. Oh my God, this is going to be so much fun. Okay, have you ever thought about a little bit of this and add this? Because once we do this, everything is going to be popping. Or, just trust the process. We're almost there. Right? Like that little voice is cheering
I need
you
that
on.
voice though, not the one that says, "Who do you think you are?" Like this is not
Right.
Oh my
go
God,
well.
yeah.
Like I need a new voice.
The new voice, but the new voice comes with you training yourself to hear because that voice is there. The other voice is just louder.
Yeah.
So now it's training yourself to hear the other voice more. And how do we do that? A belief is nothing but a practice thought. Practice the belief. Keep going over the thought in your head. This is not scary. I can do this. I'm a boss. One of my favorite things to tell people to do is get a list of all of your accomplishments, everything. And I tell people, start off with, I learned to walk. And you like, I learned to walk. Everybody learned to walk. Yeah, but have you tried to be an adult and learn to walk again? You know what I mean? Because that's a big deal.
That's
So
hard.
I learned to walk is a big deal. It was a big accomplishment at the time. And write them all down. And when you look back over the list, you'd say to yourself, oh, I can do hard things. I've done hard things before. And guess what? I always come out a conqueror.
This like hits for me. I'm a chronic worst case scenario planner of like, how many contingencies can I come up with for my worst case scenario to feel like I was prepared? I got my own therapist. We talk about that. I know where that comes from, but I still have to get past it. And it hits me constantly. What can I do to mitigate this? What can I say to this person so they don't think of me the wrong way? How many little thoughts in the parentheses? Like I'm a chronic in the parenthesis type of thinker where I'm like, this is the part I need to convey to that person or to something of why I'm doing something the way I'm doing it or why I'm planning for that, which on the business side is helpful for like my client projects because I'm anticipating and hopefully like avoiding problems from ever happening. But in my life, I can't always control all of that. I can't. No. Rarely can I.
Yes, right? Rarely can you. I really love the fact that you brought this up because this is something I've been like diving into recently. And it is going back to, because it's really not the situation that's the problem. It's the fact that you want to control it. And so it goes back to, because, I'm a money mindset coach. So a lot of the things that we do is trying to control our money. I want to control it. I want to control it. But the reality of it is money is so fluid. It's so flowy. It likes to come. It likes to go. It likes to, it's like the lover that you can't hold down, it just wants to come and go.
The
but
hot
it makes
one.
you feel so good when it's there, And so really it's releasing the control, but the releasing the control is an understanding where did this come from? Right? People who like to hold on to all their money, it's not because they want to hold on to it. There's a situation that happened to them, most likely in childhood, where they felt out of control and they didn't have control over their money. So now they hold on to it desperately. They'll even say, I'm being responsible. I'm thinking about the bigger plan. But the reality of it is, it goes back to the child that was hurt a long time ago, the child that was broken a long time ago. And that's the child that lost control. You're not out of control now, but you feel that sense of out of control because of that child. And so for me, it's
read me, Jackie.
You don't want well, you don't you don't want that feeling again.
Okay. But we heal the child. We tell the child, you are safe. Adult Shaun has baby Shaun, little Shaun, itty bitty Shaun, right? I was telling my sister today, we weren't born out of control. We were born in a place where, honestly, we had to trust everybody around us. We couldn't walk, couldn't eat on our own. We couldn't do nothing. So we had
100% dependent on others.
100% dependent on others, and we had no control. That sense of control was programmed, and it was fostered, nurtured, and now you're calling it a part of your being, but it's not. And so I will tell you, Shaun, I'm one of those people. Control, I've always wanted it. And so my favorite affirmation, and I literally post it everywhere, it's like in my room, I am trusting the journey. That is a sense of I'm releasing this, right? You tell your inner child, hey, baby, we good, okay? We gonna trust this journey. You know, I'm gonna trust that I'm good enough. I'm gonna trust that I'm a great communicator. And so there's not gonna be any problems because we communicate well. Right? I'm going to trust that I've been doing this. I'm good at what I do. Right? And I'm going to give myself permission to relinquish the control. I'm trusting the journey. So tell yourself, honestly, it's about reprogramming who you want to become. And that's what all mindset shifting is all about, is I get to decide. I don't have to be stuck here, you know, and I'm going to release it.
And I do think it happens incrementally when you start paying attention to the moments and when you're in a place of decision. So like it's been coming up for me a lot this year because I'm really trying to be aware of like, okay, this new project came at me. I'm not feeling excited about it. So what is that? And it can go both ways. It can go, it's just not a good fit. You said you're not doing that anymore. So set the boundary and move forward. Tell the universe that you have a boundary, that you want to have bigger projects or a different kind of fit. And you have to do that to let the universe or whatever know that I'm not accepting this anymore.
Yes.
And that's been really interesting. And I'm trusting that journey. that means that I'm opening myself up to bigger things that are more where I want to be.
Yes. And the doors are going to fly open just because and it is hard. It's so hard. But I tell people, don't do anything that doesn't make you clench your booty cheeks, right? It's not making you like, woo, don't do it, because the reality of it is there is so much expansion in beautiful places that you're meant to be because of your gifts. And a lot of us will stunt our growth or stunt our expansion or stunt whatever because we want to hang out right here in the comfort. I'm comfortable. I'm good here. Right. I'm making okay money. It's all right. You know, I get some clients, right? But what scares you is that big, bold, I got all the clients, or my client, the budgets are out of this world, things I can't even imagine. Those are scary because you've never done them before. Right? Think about when you first started driving a car. That was scary as I don't know what. Turning down the street was scary. I was scared I was going to hit curbs. I hit a lot of curbs. You know what I'm saying? And had, went through life's trials of learning to drive. But now when I get in the car, I'm whipping around the curb like it ain't nothing. Right? Same thing. You're stretching yourself to be able to hold the capacity of where you're going next.
And this kind of translates to modeling, and like when you said, asking yourself when you feel fear, are you scared or is this just a new thing? And it made me just think like, I've never been rich before, so that's going to be a new feeling. And I didn't grow up around a lot of wealth, and I'm not necessarily comfortable in those circles, but that means I need to just like grow to be more comfortable if that is what I want.
Yes. It's so funny you said that today. My sister was saying the same thing, not about being rich, but she's retired from Social Security and she's trying to find her thing. But she's like, she keeps telling me, I don't know what it is. I'm like, you do know what it is. She's like, I don't know what it is. And so this is just, I'm putting it out there, try it out. I dare you to try it. I've done it 1,000 times. I just went to Chat GPT and I said, I want you to help me with my imagination. I want to imagine the future. And I told my sister, just start talking. And she started talking and I just typed whatever she wrote, whatever she said. And let me tell you what that thing gave us. It gave us a day in the life of what it would be like to be this dream version of herself. I've never heard her so happy and so giddy in my life.
Wow. Because she couldn't think of the words herself. Like, we wouldn't give ourselves permission to say those words, basically.
And that is 100% too. We all do it. Or because really the reality is when we were younger, we used our imagination. We loved our imagination. We played there. Now that we're older, we're like, oh my God, no, I can't see past my reality. I can't see past what is right now. And in order for you to create or to get comfortable as that rich person, as that rich bee, you are, going to allow yourself to be, right? You have to see her. And you can't see her by staying focused on what is.
And I tell myself stories of what that means. And I've gotten some really amazing lessons from, I've talked about it a lot on here, but some really incredible clients blessed me this past year. And they are showing me new versions of what it is to be a creative person with some discretionary income, that they're still like cool, down to earth, not snooty, not country club lifestyle. And I needed to see that. And I mean, the work I'm doing with them has been an incredible experience on its own, but it's also been like unlocked the type of person that I would love to be. So it's been an incredible gift seeing that.
Yes. And you're going to see more and bigger. And it's just, you know what I mean? Like it just expands because you're going to meet more women like that. Like we are magnets. I think that oftentimes we don't realize we're magnets. And so when you start to realize the life that's going on around you, take a look at it. Don't be scared. Just take a peek. Like, ooh, okay, my bank account, I like it or I don't like it. My friend group, I'm not sure this is great or these things aren't great. And you'll start to see that whatever's going on inside here is a direct reflection of your outer world.
But I think it's also, we talked about this a little bit the last time I saw you, is this idea of in my head of what a wealthy person is like.
Yes.
Has been this negative, like 1980s
program
movie of like these stuck up, snooty, rich people, which hasn't been my... Yeah, and it hasn't actually been my experience working with clients, but also we talked about on this global stage of this billionaire is now like a bad word because it's extreme wealth and they're not showing us the best sides of humanity. So when you talked about this, it made me realize like I actually am putting some sort of negativity around wealth because of this conversation that is happening. And I don't want to be that type of person.
Yes.
And we're supposed to be putting like no limits on what we're manifesting, right? And that, but I don't want to be a billionaire.
Right. See, there's that, right?
So I don't know. Can you talk more about that? Because that really stuck
I
with
love
me.
this. So I love talking about this because it's not even just like, I love Dynasty, by the way, Shaun. Love Dynasty.
Fabulous.
Like the current one on Netflix, I actually watch it so often. I think I've watched the whole season maybe 4 or 5 times because now this is me. Yeah, because I mean, Fallon Carrington, like, yeah, she was a straight B, but at the same time, like her wardrobe was flawless. Like I would love her closet.
And the confidence that they exude. Just
confidence.
Yes.
Like, let me just steal that for 5 seconds and it will change my life, right? Like, whoa. So it's a sense of embodiment, but that's the whole point. You get to pick the type of billionaire you want to be. right? And I think because we're being programmed right now, I've heard billionaire so much in the last
Right.
few months, and it is related to something so negative. And man, I don't want to be no billion. I'll just settle for the millions. You know what I mean? Type stuff,
Yeah.
right?
I just want
But
3
all of
million.
yeah, just 3-4 million, right? But the reality of it is, it's a sense of programming. And so you can always tell a new story. We at some point, emotionally will probably have to forgive Elon Musk for all the drama that has popped off these last few months, right? But the reality of it is, we'll be able to at one point tell a new story. So find billionaires that are doing good things, follow their stories. Right? Find millionaires that are doing good things, follow their story, and you'll begin to notice your shifting of how you feel about being rich. Right?
Mhm.
And it's about what you're seeing. This is now being translated in your mind. Growing up, we saw Scrooge McDuck. He was the mean duck. Okay, that
Yes.
was the mean duck. Okay,
Swimming in his coins.
yes, swimming in his coins, but wouldn't give a penny to the. You know what I mean? He was a mean duck. But then Donald was the broke duck. We all love Donald.
Yes.
How many
Our
episodes
hero.
we see Donald pulling out pockets that he don't even have on pants
Struggling.
and got on? You know what I'm saying? With flies coming out, right? Donald was the broke duck, but we all love Donald.
Yeah.
We have been programmed for so long. Robin Hood, stealing from the rich to give to the poor, right?
Right.
Like,
Mhm.
think about all the stories of how you grew up. That is why we have this vision.
But those are all from the Depression era, I think, of like when they were actually
you're
being
not
made.
lying right there. Like Looney Tunes, all of it
Yeah,
was.
so we're like
yes,
programmed from Depression era
thought
propaganda.
process. Yeah.
I mean, it isn't serving us today in 2025.
No.
No.
Because we don't have to be like that with money anymore. Right?
Mhm.
There's so many easier ways to make money now that we never thought of were possible before, that honestly, money is easy. Money comes easy. Money is flow. It comes, it goes. Let's be real. We can even see money coming through our phone now with a simple Zelle, a
Yeah.
simple, you know what I mean, Cash App, right? Like, this is not money, it can come to you so easily. And it is meant to come and go. It's meant to circulate. It's meant to be the energy that it is. So when you begin to think of billionaires, just pick a new one that you want to feel inspired by. Right?
Do you know any? Do you know any?
Huh? You know what's so funny? I was watching The View. I don't even know the man's name. I got to go find him. He's a billionaire, and he's a Democrat, and he's fighting for a whole bunch of things. I was like, oh, okay, we ain't seen no billionaires doing great things, right? And
Right.
so watching him was awesome. All I know is I pick people that inspire me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so for me, I love Oprah. I'm a big Beyonce lover. A lot of people don't know how much she does on the outside of what we don't see. She does a lot of great charities. Pick someone who is aligned and feels good to you, right? Angelina Jolie felt like everybody under the sun for a minute. She was adopting everybody's babies, right? Like, you pick someone
like her love is abundant. Like she's has room to keep expanding into that and wanting that in her life.
And giving.
Like,
I think that's the thing, is like, we're not hoarding our money. We can give it to and keep it energetically flowing, like you're saying.
Absolutely. And just understanding that about yourself. You know who you are. You ain't going to be up there hoarding, like you said, the money, or being mean to poor people, or you're not going to be that person. So you, with a lot of money, would do great work in this world. And we need more billionaires like you. It's a different perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
because it is like this is like making me think of how, like, every time like a big lottery jackpot, most of us just start playing let's imagine. What would I do with it? Would I still go to work? We're doing something with those, but then oftentimes, like for me personally, after I don't win that ticket, then I'm still not making any moves towards those things that I'm dreaming of for myself. Like it's I'm making it only dependent on winning the lottery and not, I need to change something in my business, or I need to adapt the life I'm building for myself. Because why can I only dream of it when there's like a lottery ticket being dangled in front of me? Why am I not letting myself continue that dreaming after that ticket is removed, where's the next proverbial ticket hanging in front of me? Like, what is that? Like,
that was good. That should be a whole soundbite. That was good. Where's the next proverbial ticket? You know what the reality is? It's right here. And that's the thing. So many of us stop at the ticket because that's the only possibility we see.
yeah, I'm only letting myself see that as the way to get to something.
But there's infinite possibilities. This ain't no math equation 1 + 1 = 2 and there's no other answer to it, right? There's infinite possibilities to getting to that bottom line. And it starts with your imagination. It starts with what you allow yourself to see. You can still keep imagining yourself winning the lotto. But guess what? You end up winning the money another way, right? All of a sudden, a great uncle, Mark that you never knew about had billions and he left it to you. You like, whoa, I didn't even know, right? Like, but you keep believing in the money. Don't put an attachment onto the how. And that is the biggest block that we all have.
Wait, say that again?
Don't put an attachment onto the how.
Like how we get it.
How you get it.
Put it on what we want instead.
Right? Me with I love the fact that with the lottery is getting people to start thinking, but what you're really thinking about, hold on to that vision. If I had $1 million, I'd build a whole amusement park in my backyard. You can hang on to that. Keep hanging on to that. How much fun would that be? How much fun would your children have? How many times would you ride the roller coaster? Keep going back to that. Right? I have a dream of putting a lazy river in my backyard. You know how many times I thought about myself sitting on my floaty with a drink in my hand, rolling around the river.
Just for hours, going around. Someone has a drink to hand you when you come back around again. Yeah.
A refill station.
So ready for that, right?
Yeah.
And that could end up being me on vacation in my abundance one day at somebody. It doesn't matter where. It doesn't matter how. You just have the vision and hold on to that. Go back to that as many times as you possibly can. Scientifically, I'm going to be real with you. This is science. This is a science-based thing. It will come to you. It will show up for you, especially if you keep and you stay and you hold it for 17 seconds or longer. And the more often you do it, the more of a magnet you become, you'll receive it.
To an actual vision of what you want. You're not saying the specifics of how much money or when you're going to get it or how you're going to get it. Yeah,
the vision and it's the vision of what you want. I know people, I do this all the time. I have a whole journal around it where I, journal your business profitable. And what we do is you write out an exact amount. And I will be real with you. In January, I was manifesting $10,000. I wanted a $10,000 month, right? And I'm, dude, $10,000. Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be great. Ooh. And in my head, I'm like, I got this course, 10 people are going to buy the course. This is how it's going to happen. That's not how it happened. I ended up getting a $10,000 grant.
Oh,
I wasn't expecting that, right?
The universe was like, look, I can't give you that other stuff right now. I don't know how I'm going to give you that, but I do have this to give you.
Or just you're not in control, lady, but
you got, hey, I'm trusting the journey. This is what you're going to get, and you receive. Yeah. And it may not always look like what you were asking for, but you getting it. And what makes you an even bigger magnet is when you notice it. You say, oh, thank you for that. Oh, see, hey, I got it. And now so now what we want this month, right? And it just seems like every month, the craziest part about it, my story is off the chain. I'm a federal employee. I just put in my resignation.
You just did?
Today.
Congrats.
Today? Oh my gosh, congratulations.
Right? And I'm still on this $10,000 a month. We got to bring in $10,000 a month. Well, they're offering us $20,000 to leave. This is just crazy. This is so I've never been through anything like this in my life. So it's just kind of I'm trying something new. And so this month I was like, well, let me pull out, let me pull out the retirement just in case we don't get our 10,000 because you never know, right? I'm with you, Shaun. Right. I like to know. Yes. Don't play with my money.
Don't mess with me.
Don't mess with me. And so I pulled out the money, $10,000. Right? So now here we are in March. I did February 10,000, March 10,000. What is happening? I am now setting it up where it doesn't matter where it comes from. I'll take it any kind of way you want to give it to me. I'm down.
Yeah.
And you're, I guess, what is the word I'm trying to say? Like used to it. Like you're comfortable with $10,000 now, kind of like that. You've primed the pump to like, oh, this is my new baseline. I'm easy peasy cover girl. Like I can just take this and it's not a big deal. Like,
yes, it gets easy. And then guess what?
Yeah.
I make a new one.
Yeah.
The next one will be 20, right?
Okay.
20 makes me uncomfortable. 20, I don't know. I don't know about 20, y'all. I can't see the how. And then I realize, okay, I'm trusting the journey. The how
It's not your job.
Just come on, 20, I'll take you. Right? Anyway you want to come on and land in my bank account, baby, you are welcome.
Right.
Hey, designers. In our jobs, we wear a lot of hats, but there is a big difference between having ideas and then the reality of actually putting these ideas into practice.
Yeah, totally. That's why when we developed the tools that worked for our businesses, we wanted to share them with other designers so they could grow too.
And since we're all busy, we made sure everything was ready to use to save you time.
And our templates include expertly crafted copy that can get you started when you're trying to write the right words for all your clients.
Yeah, so we didn't write your bio because we can't, but things that are process oriented, we have all that written out for you.
Right. And we wanted to keep everything in a price point that's very accessible to designers of all levels because we really believe that everybody should be able to afford to streamline their business and make it better.
So if you're a first-time visitor, you get 10% off on our shop at shop.hotyoungdesignersclub.com. Does money like confidence?
Money loves confidence. We were just talking about that dynasty. Look at how they walk like that. Dynasty are so confident.
So when you're confident and like no big whoop, like I get these kind of jobs all the time, like then you'll just get more of them.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because you're giving off that energy and then the person who's on the other side of it, they're going to feel it. And they're either going to be attracted to you as a designer, like, oh yeah, that's the one. I knew it was you. You know, anytime I've ever done anything where I've gotten someone and it was like, I saw them before I even signed up with them. And I was like, ooh, that person right there. And there was something about the energy that attracted me to them. Right. And then once I get in their face, there's something about the conversation that's attracting me even more. Right. We are being brought together. Right. Just like a bee to a flower. You know, don't you ever wonder how do they pick the flower? How do they know what flower to go to? But they be flower hopping. And it's whatever they're drawn to.
And there is something specific about our jobs where we do need to be stewards of people's money. Sometimes I'm like, wow, somebody just gave me $100,000. Like, how do they trust me? Yeah. I mean, of course they can, but like sometimes I like think about that, like, wow, that was a really big deal for them to trust me with that.
Yes.
And because I wouldn't hand some of my extended family members any amount of money. Like $100, I wouldn't, some of them, I wouldn't say, hold this for me. So for like strangers who have not known me my whole life, like my family has sometimes, like strangers are willing to hand me thousands of dollars is a really weird feeling to stay in.
Yes. But then remember, with your title comes the word trust. Because they're going to trust you with making over something that means something to them. And so with what you're doing, they're already trusting you. You're already a trusted brand. You're already a trusted member of our society, right? If a person were to come out of prison, they're like, hey, I'm an ex-felon. We're not going to trust that person.
Yeah, a little more work to do.
Yes.
It's like, get a new title, sir. Right? But when it's, designers, there comes the word trust. We trust you. We trust you with your vision. We trust you with our money, and we trust you to do a good job.
But they didn't trust me as much when I was nervous, when I was not confident, and when I was unsure. And when I thought, ooh, that's a lot of money. Like, if I had that energy about me, which I did in the beginning.
Yes.
And that number, I guess, keeps changing. And there is probably still a number where I'd be a little squirrely, but it's less. So,
it's less. And the more you get closer to that number or reach that number, it's gone.
Yeah.
So it's just really hanging out in the confidence is, I hate that, a lot of people, I hate fake it till you make it. But let's be real. What we doing?
How are we
Right?
going to get there? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm faking it until I get up to that point. I'm pretending, I'm going to pretend, and that's why a lot of with confidence, borrow someone else's.
Mm-hmm.
If you see a confident person and you like how their confidence sits with them, borrow it. Like, okay, today I am going to be Rebecca confident. And this is what I'm going to do. And I'm going to show up like Rebecca. And that's why I'm saying find someone that you admire, because then you can embody that person, right? Beyonce is actually naturally a very shy person.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But she has to show up as Sasha Fierce. And I don't know if y'all saw Sasha Fierce, but ever since she been Sasha Fierce, her album since then have been banging.
Yes. I'm a Beehive member, so you're preaching to the choir to watch this persona that she embodies. And so many other like celebrities or a lot of performers tell you, this is the person that I become when I'm doing this. Because Lady Gaga can do that, but Stephanie Germanotta is at home at her house in her casual clothes,
right?
Like listening to a record, but that's not the person that's showing up to my job. Like and we can be a different version of ourselves.
I feel like I have that.
Yes.
I feel like I do that.
Name her, name him. Be like, you know what? This person, the one who gets the $100,000 contracts, him. That's their name. Their name is blah 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 blah.
I did change my name. I did change my name, and I wonder if that was part of it. When I was turned 30, this is a long time ago now, but I was Becky my whole life.
Okay.
And I was like, I just don't want to be Becky anymore. Like, I want to be a big girl.
Yeah.
So Rebecca is my given name. I'm like, I'm going to like my big girl name, and I feel like it did help.
Like people can't like diminutize.
Like Becky Parker, like that just felt like a little girl's name.
Yeah. Do you feel like it's demeaning sometimes now if people choose to use Becky instead of Rebecca?
No, it just means you've known me for a long time.
Oh, because only those who would know
to call her Becky.
Only my family, really, or people that knew me in high school.
It's like one of my triggers related to this is like when. And I know it's not malicious when designers do this, but I hear a lot of designers refer to the women in their office as the girls, my girls. And for whatever reason, for me, I don't like the way that feels because it's like this hierarchy gets created. Yeah. And I get it, like it's a girls' weekend or like that energy for some reason feels different for me than when I hear someone say
it's play.
Yeah, versus like in a work environment. I personally want people around me to feel empowered as who they are. So hearing someone referred to as like a girl feels diminutive to me.
The girls in the office, like
like
their children.
The girls are working on this project. It's like these are grown women with skills and experience and knowledge and transferable skills, and then it just feels like a really small way, even if we think it's playful. And I've talked about this with other designers. They're just like, it doesn't feel that way. No one's upset. I'm like, I hear you. Yeah. But imagine what the impact would be if they were empowered with another word. If like, what would change if they felt? Word? Well, the women, my team, my experts, the
queens,
the ladies, like
team, I guess would be the close. I guess but what I'm just devil's advocating, trying to have it be a little bit of a endearment and like translating closeness in a way that's not just the women in my office feels very formal. It's the same as saying guys, like, hey guys, like, I know some people don't like that.
It's a comfortable term, like a more familiar term.
A term we're comfortable with. And that's what I was just thinking, like, because girls, I totally feel you, Shaun. Like, because when you really think about it, what are you subconsciously saying to that individual, right? Because now, as I'm talking to them, this person is taking this information and their brain is taking it and doing something with it. What are we subconsciously saying?
Yeah.
Because again, like when it comes to women jobs or jobs that are, the ladies are in the job, your girls feels like demeaning to the whole thing. like the girls are doing it. But these powerful women, like he said, interchangeable. Like when you really think about it from that perspective, because even the conversation we had, people downplay design work.
Yeah.
But you guys are out here making a whole living doing some powerful things in this world, right? And so when we downplay it, I think that as women or as, powerful, hey,
Adults.
let it be formal. Call me queen all day. I'm going to respond.
Yes.
Yes.
So
I think words do matter. And sometimes I think it's coming up with new words or new ways of expressing. Yeah, I think the Becky thing, I didn't like the way it felt in my own mouth. Like introducing myself as Becky, like, I mean, there's also like pop culture references, like there's negative.
Becky, but yeah.
There's a couple, and they're not positive.
Yes,
which is annoying.
I get it. Yes.
So I don't know. I think even if you don't have an ability of a name change, like because you have a nickname, I do think like personifying.
Yes.
And like maybe it's an outfit or like a pair of shoes that like gives you like power in your feeling.
1000%. I'm actually about to start doing a series on my TikTok where it's going to be from broke to bougie, and it's not what you think. It's really I'm going to be giving people energetic ways to raise your energy and to call in that bougie part of yourself. And part of it is going to go test drive that car that you've been dreaming of, throwing on the pair of heels that you've always wanted to get, right? Walking into the Fendi, Louis Vuitton, or just whatever row. We all got a row. There's Santana Row, in San Jose. There's down in Bel Air, what is it, Beverly Hills, and they have that row of beautiful shops. Go over there. You ain't got to buy nothing, but go window shop. You ain't even got to window shop. You better go in there and try on some clothes.
Yeah.
But there's something that it does to you personality-wise, physiologically, that changes you, right? That's just like flying first class. That first time you fly first class, and then you got to walk back and go to coach the next time, you're going to be like, man, how do I get back to first class?
Yeah.
So I'm going to tell this story. The client might even be listening, but she's the best. And I am working on this project in another state and haven't been there yet. So I've been planning to go. We've been talking about it for a while. And so we finally okay, the project's at a point, I think we can plan it. And so we were talking about just what my role would be, like what's involved. And she's like, okay, I'll give you some ideas for my flight times. So I send it to her and then she texts me back and she's like, my husband thinks you should just buy a first class ticket. I'm like, really? Like, I thought it was a joke because it was over text, but she doesn't really
She doesn't joke like that.
Well, she doesn't tease me like that. And then I'm like, wait, really? She's like, yes, it's a long way. Just, you should do that. I'm like, okay. And it was like such a moment of, I would never have given myself that gift or expected somebody else to do it. And again, like these clients are just teaching me so much right now.
I love that.
Just to be like beautiful people that are just trusting me and want to see good for me too. That's so it was very much a like, I self-limit a lot. Not that I would pitch somebody, like I want to give a client a bill for a first class ticket, but they would invite me like, okay, I will readily accept.
We limit ourselves a lot. And really most of the time what we're limiting ourselves on is only what we already know. Just as far as we've gone.
And what we think we deserve.
Yes, and what we think we deserve. And that's why imagination is such a beautiful thing. It is such a wonderful, Albert Einstein says imagination is more important than intellect every day. Because your imagination takes you to places that your intellect will never allow you to go.
So when you're saying your bougie day, like when you're like personifying bougie life, you have to feel it though, right? Like you can't be like pretty woman going into the store feeling like you're skulking about and you're going to get in trouble. Like you have to feel like I could buy anything I wanted. I'm just choosing not to today.
Right. Okay. Or pretend that I'm going to come back for that. I see you, girl. Like,
can you put that on hold?
Put that on. I'm gonna come back for her. Me and that skirt gonna go together later, right? Like,
this is why I dress up to go to the fancy mall. Down by me, it's South Coast Plaza, which is like, there are rich people there getting private appointments at Van Cleef and Arpels to buy stuff. Like, this is the stuff that's not in the cabinets, but they're going in there. And I still feel like, okay, I'm going to dress up a little bit when I go there because I can go to the Macy's and do whatever, but they do, you are treated different for better or worse to show up as this like best version of myself that I can be. And it's like, I'm dressed right now. I'm not going to a wedding like this. So why would I put myself into other settings, bougier settings, and still not try to bring myself into those? And it's not like I'm fronting as something that I'm not trying to be something I'm not. I'm just trying to be this enhanced version of myself and like incremental change and like where I want to see myself. Like,
but it's that confidence feeling. And I do think there's a fine line with, I don't want to feel like I'm trying hard because that people can sniff out too. Yeah. That like you don't belong there. So you have to feel truly confident.
What other people are saying about you, you have no idea. So you can make something up. They all think I belong here. Everybody loves me in this space. Did you see the way they were smiling at me? They knew I belonged. Like, you can make up your own delusional story, your Delulu story in your head and be there. And the reality, like, when it comes to the feeling, I love the fact that you brought that up, Rebecca. It is about the feeling. But what I want to tell you is this. The moment that you're in those clothes, because I love how Shaun said, I got to get dressed. I get dressed up to go over there. That's a different feeling. So you're immediately going to be shifted because you're in a new environment that you've never been before. This ain't no Macy's when you're in Bloomingdale's. This ain't no, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's different, and you're going to feel the difference inside. Not just by just being there, but you'll physically feel the difference. And it's what you allow yourself to feel. You can feel the shame. You can feel like everybody's looking at you and nobody thinks you can be there. Or you can feel, I belong here. Everyone thinks I belong here. Everyone thinks I should be here. Do you see the way these people are looking at me? Have you guys seen that show, Inventing Anna?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, geez. She made a whole life about it.
Yeah, talk about, I mean, she took it to the nth degree.
Fake it till you make it in jail.
Yeah, we're not saying go be fraudulent.
No,
but
ain't nobody telling you to do that. But what I am saying is she embodied her.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I was still waiting on her rich daddy. I knew he was coming. Yes. She embodied.
She believed it. We believed it. She believed it.
She did. But it's just about you can choose. And it is all about making that choice for yourself. It doesn't have to be extreme. It could be, the Starbucks, coffee. I'm just going to splurge because rich Rebecca would buy the venti, not the tall. Right? It could be those little things that you do now the little steps. And then before you know it, you're comfortable in Louis Vuitton, trying on the red bottoms that you saw last season. Right?
Yeah. It's helping me to like invent the wealthy person, the wealthy person that I want to be. It's different than the Scrooge McDuck or Dynasty. So like I've had to be around creative people who've made an amazing living and you would never expect what they have. So, and they still live a normal life and but can do nice things. Like that's what I want.
I love that. And if you're not sure what it is, ask. One of the best things you can do for yourself is ask the question right before you go to bed. You will wake up with the answer. At some time during that next day, the answer will come.
Of what I want?
All of a sudden, you're meeting the person. Like Rebecca may be like, I'm not into Dynasty. I'm not into Scrooge McDuck. But like, I want this creative, wonderful human that is making money and doing good in the world and that I can relate to. Before you know it, all of a sudden you're going to run right into that person. And you're like, wait a minute. Or you're going to run right across their account on social media. And you'd be like, is my phone listening? Wait, I didn't even say that out loud. That was in my head. Okay, maybe that's not my phone. How did they know? Right? It's always coming. We always try to write it off as a coincidence. But I want to remind each and every person that's listening, that is just how powerful you are.
Because they are probably looking for us. And I've had enough experiences that they were looking for me too. And that's how we found each other. And that part of the story is not the one we ever think of.
No.
And it's so amazing and powerful when those connections happen. And that could be work or love or anything, really.
It's all of it. It's all of it. I wrote down what I wanted from love, from the rooter to the tutor. I just wrote it down. Not from a man. I wasn't like, he's 6'5", he this. I didn't, none of that mattered. I wanted this from love. And honestly, literally, it's so funny. I just went back and looked at it the other day because I wrote it in a journal. And the date was July 16th, 2021. I met my lover October 16th, 2021. Exactly 3 months to the date of me writing down what I wanted from love. And the biggest part I want to say is release it. When you say it, let it go. Don't obsess over it. This is not the time to worry about it. It's just, you said what you said. Let it go and let the answers come to you. You said what you wanted. Let it go and let it show up for you. And what's going to happen? What about the work I need to do? The inspired action is going to come. All of a sudden, you're going to get a feeling to jump up and go to the store and do something. And you don't know why you even going there. Because exactly who you're meant to meet is at the store waiting for you.
Yeah, and we're not in charge of the how. Like, but you got to show up. I mean, there's been situations where I was like, oh shit, this is somebody kind of important, and now I'm scared to make this call. Like, they requested a call, but I'm scared to make it. Can I get out of this somehow? But
sit in that fear. Allow that fear to be there. It's not there to hurt you. You're safe. Let me make this call and see what happens on the other end of this. Right? Like, it's pushing through the fear. And I think that's what so many of us, we get stopped at the fear. But the fear is not there to take you out. You're not running from a saber-toothed tiger, fearing for your life, right? That's what fight or flight was originally for. It was for in those times, when we were fighting and flighting versus the elements, right?
Yes.
That's not what's happening now. Your life is not about to end when you make the call. So we're going to push through it. We're going to go through the fear. We're going to feel the fear. We're going to say, you know what? But yet I'm a little excited because I don't know what's going to happen next. Let's find out,
Rebecca's going to make the call and it's going to be fine. Becky, you could just sit in the back.
Becky
can be scared. Becky can be scared, but she's not in charge of this phone call right now.
Right. Yeah. Boss Rebecca is a tool.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Becky would be really proud of Boss Rebecca.
Becky would be. Becky is literally in the corner clapping at Big Rebecca. Like, I can't believe that's me.
She's kicking her feet. She's like, wait! Like, can you see her? Oh my God, you tell them. Like, she's already rooting you on. Like,
period.
It's hard to think about her. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love her. And it's funny because you asked me earlier, do you want to be called Jacquelyn or Jackie? And I was like, Coach Jackie. And it's funny you asked me that question is because, Jacquelyn, that's how my family knows me. They know me as Jacquelyn. I went by Jackie majority of my life, and that's, a part of me. But Coach Jackie, this is a whole new part of my life that I had never experienced before. This standing in my light, this being who I've always been called to be, this speaking to the masses, that's Coach Jackie. Yeah. And I went to Paris with a friend, and the friends around me were calling me at the conference, were calling me Coach Jackie. And I had a friend tell them, don't call her Coach Jackie, call her Jacquelyn. And I looked at my friend like, yeah, but that's not who here right now Coach Jackie is. You know what I'm saying? Like, your friends and family will still try to keep you in the box that is and used to be you. But the only person that can break out of the cage of who you used to be is you. And it's just seeing the new you and seeing her fly free with her wings.
And it might scare them. I mean, I think it scares some of like my family or people close to me. Like, ooh, that's risky. Like, I wouldn't do that. That makes me nervous for you. That could be unsafe.
Like, nobody in my family understood why I was starting my business, why I wanted to do that, why I wanted to leave banking. They're like, close people who I know have my best interest at heart saying, well, why don't you just study business and also get a second degree in design then? Because then at least you have safety. At least there's more security. And I totally understand where they were coming from, but it's that limit of like, well, the design thing's not going to work out. So why don't you already have a backup plan?
But that is not having your best interest at heart.
They don't
actually.
they don't see that as they're thinking, I want you to be secure. I want you to have a backup plan, because to them that is part of my best interest. And I get why they would think that. But they're not. It's like, but I don't want to do that. I want to do this thing. I want to put my eggs in this basket, and trust and have faith that this is going to take me the right direction. Maybe this isn't like my 40-year career or something. I don't want to die at my desk doing this at 80 or something. Like, hopefully there's another, like, there's going to be another thing or a transition or a change. And the way I'm doing everything right now will not be the same way even 10 more years from now. So I know that it's meant to adapt and to grow and to change. And I think, I mean, probably for Rebecca and I both, like, we've embraced the second life of, ourselves multiple times between love and career and everything. It does keep coming back around. Like, there's always another.
I love a do-over, though. I mean, I'm all about blowing shit up. So.
Come on. Who doesn't love a renaissance? And, the thing about it is, I was just like listening to you. I think that's what's so awesome. I want people to remember when your family members are telling you, oh, no, don't do it. They're literally watching the saber-toothed tiger run up to you because they're scared. But they don't see that you have a big old knife or a big sword on the side of you to slay the tiger. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't see you slaying it.
I'm not worried about the tiger. The tiger needs to be worried about me.
Come on, tiger need to be worried about you. You about to slay the tiger, right? You gonna slay the dragon.
Or I made a trap for it and it just doesn't
Or
see
you
it.
made a trap. Look at Rebecca. She's so smart. She done made a whole trap. The tiger gonna slip in the trap and get caught up in the cage, right? I love that. But no matter what, they don't see that you got this. They can't see that. All they can see is the tiger coming. Right. And the reality of it is you, my love, are in control of what happens to you next. And how are you in control? With how you get to see things differently. I think my mama does it all to me all the time, y'all. I don't know. I mean, especially with this job. I don't know. What about your insurance? I was like, well, if the only thing I'm worried about is insurance, then I'm going to be all right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's my only concern.
The least of my concerns.
Least of my concerns. I'm going to be all right. And she was like, okay. So, we can thank our family. Thank you. Oh my God, thank you for your concern. You're so sweet. But you know what? We gonna be all right. And before you know it, they're your biggest cheerleaders. Like, well, I tried. I was gonna tell them, but shoot, I'm impressed.
They're gonna take full credit.
Yeah. I always believed in you, and
look what I taught her.
Yeah. Or I'm so proud. Like, I know, and I get it. I don't think there's malice in it at all. I know there's not. For most people, there's no malice. It's not meant to degrade you or anything like that. But it's just that, like, desire to, like, retreat to safety or retreat to be realistic, and that realistic can be a lot of things. And I mean, if I had thought realistic, I would not have started my business.
Period.
I probably never would have come out. I would have never, like, all of these things in my life would not have happened if I accepted just like a static reality that just stayed in one place, yourself. Like a limited reality. Like we would all be stuck in so many different places if we didn't shake off something or caught in cycles of bad relationships or anything. If we just
depression.
If we just go, well, this is the reality. This is where I'm at.
I'm stuck here. And I love how you said that. Reality to me is the rat race. You're staying in the same circle, doing the same thing because you're not choosing to think differently.
Yeah.
And the most beautiful part about it is this is why I love stories like Steve Jobs, like people who did things and came up with things where everybody was like, what is this? He's going to put a computer?
Like in a home? Wild ideas.
Right? Or a computer in a house? Like, yes, all of it was wild. All of it was wild. Dial-up internet was wild. Even the telephone was wild. Color TV was scary at one point. You're going to get cancer. Like, it's just all these things. But the reality of it is, it took somebody being innovative. It took somebody thinking differently. It took somebody thinking like nobody else was thinking at the time and expanding on it. And that's what you guys are literally doing. I love that.
Coach Jackie, I want you to share with our hotties who are listening, because you mentioned your TikTok. Where should they be following you first?
Yes, Instagram. Follow me on Instagram at The Pursuit to Happy. And it's The Pursuit with a T, and then it goes T-O Happy. So there's 2 T's there. But I typically pop up. I didn't realize this weekend, but I popped up for a lot of people. As soon as they said The Pursuit, they found me.
Ooh.
And everything will be linked in show notes too.
Oh, perfect. Yeah.
We'll put everything in the show notes.
And they can hire you too, right?
Yes.
Put the coach back in Coach Jackie.
Yes, work with me. You know, the reality, what I like to say or what I like to explain is this. We can sit here and talk about it all day, but until we get into action on it, ain't nothing happen.
Yeah.
And I'm an advocate for, change your mind, change your life. You want to see something different happen, we got to change our minds first. And if you don't want to change your mind alone, you do not have to. Here's my hand, take it, and I'm going to do it with you.
Love that. Okay, so you offer, I know, some individual coaching programs and a few different options.
Yes, there's individual. It's so funny because I've been doing group stuff as well. And I love the group coaching. It makes me so excited. Anywhere from an hour to like a half a day where we just really go in. That's how I felt, Rebecca. I was like, dang, if we would have had a little time, we could have went in individually. And because I wanted you guys to like do some work, like some, I feel like we were
like get it out.
Yeah, but if we were to really like go deep, we really could have gotten some work done. But just, I'll come hang out with you. We'll get the work done. I do EFT tapping, meditation. I do personalized affirmations. And the reason for this being is, yes, I can give you a list of affirmations that everyone is doing. But what about you? What is it that we need to shift in your mind and get to change within you? Because it's like I said, it's easy. It's easy for me to say, I am fabulous, and I can say I am fabulous every day. But what does that mean for the overall greater good and bigger purpose of my life?
And you can work remotely, I'm assuming.
Yeah, we can hop on a Zoom. Yes, I'm here for all of it. I am here for each and every part of it. I also have group coaching programs that I have right now. My course, but it's a very interactive course. It is not you just watch.
It's not like a sit and let it play type of thing. You're actually going to have to do it.
Yeah. But it's called Manifest That.
Love it. Yeah. Your energy's always been so like energizing, for lack of a better word. But
I'm with you. I know what you're saying.
Yeah. It's like, it's very helpful and palpable. So.
Oh, I love you guys. I love you so much. I love you designers. Like I told Rebecca, I literally went to interior design school. I am obsessed. I got pregnant with my son, so I had to leave. But all within the same breath, I believe in everything that you do. If nobody's told you, you are a gift to this world. Rebecca knows I say this all the time, but I mean it from the bottom of my heart. And what makes you a gift is how you are impacting lives with your designs.
Thank you. We do need to hear that more.
We do. Yes. Yeah.
I'm going to say it as much as I can.
I know. Yeah, because like for us, so much of our fulfillment when we talk to designers comes from like the very end of something. And so this is like that reminder of like, wait a minute, there's all those days in between where you still were amazing and doing great things, and list the accomplishments because you still have them, even if the project's not done yet, even if the photos aren't on the internet yet. All of that other stuff already happened. You've already done so much to get there. So we need to like revel in that a little bit more. So thank you for encouraging us.
Seriously.
Thank you. This has been fantastic.
Thank you, Coach Jackie.
Thank you so much for being with us today. And we will definitely put in the show notes how the hotties can find you.
Yes, come find your girl. I got your back.
All right. Well, until next time.
Stay hot, designers.
Thanks for listening to the Hot Young Designers Club podcast.
For more on what we talked about today, check out the show notes.
Your support helps us grow, so share with your design besties.
And subscribe and leave a review on Apple Podcasts.
Our conversations continue on Instagram.
And be sure to download our monthly resources on our website and our Patreon.